Why are we always tired? Has this winter lasted too long? Or am I really more exhausted than usual? There's snow outside that hasn't melted for days, and inside I feel drained. And it's not just me. The day starts and ends in an instant. I try to move, but I'm tired. I don't feel like doing anything. My energy is gone. I'm exhausted. All I want is a little peace. But I'm not alone. Everyone is tired. Everyone is exhausted. Everyone is searching for peace. Yes, we are all constantly tired. We wake up a little more drained every morning. We struggle to stay awake during the day. In the evenings, we have no energy left for a social life. So why are we so tired? I researched the answer to this question. I recently looked at the most up-to-date scientific studies. I realized that I already knew some things, but wasn't applying them. I found ways to structure these ideas so we don't forget them, and I think these findings will be useful for you too. First, let's assess the situation, because most of us have accepted this constant exhaustion as part of our lives. But this isn't normal. Fatigue has become so common in modern life that people rarely question it anymore. But this state of exhaustion is not in line with our natural rhythm. According to recent scientific research, 1 in 5 adults worldwide struggles with chronic fatigue lasting up to 6 months. The surprising part is that most of these individuals have no underlying medical conditions. A study conducted by the National Sleep Foundation in the United States, with 1,000 participants, found that 44% of people feel sleepy 2 to 4 days a week. In the UK, a similar study revealed that 1 in 8 adults constantly feels tired, and most feel drained most of the time. Studies also show that women experience fatigue more frequently than men, regardless of whether they have children. Despite the prevalence of fatigue, scientists still do not fully understand its causes or how it affects our bodies and minds. But one thing is certain, fatigue is not the same as lack of sleep. Being tired does not necessarily mean being sleep deprived. Fatigue can be physical, seasonal, mental, or emotional. And these last two have become increasingly common in recent years. Mental and emotional fatigue are more subtle but just as debilitating. When our minds are tired, everything becomes blurry. Simple tasks become overwhelming. We become more irritable toward those around us. Social interactions suffer, and our overall enjoyment of life decreases. If we compare the past to the present, we can clearly see a difference. In the past, people woke up with the sun. Their daily lives required far more physical effort, but they weren't as mentally drained as we are today. They weren't constantly bombarded with news from the other side of the world. They had fewer decisions to make. Now our days begin with alarm clocks instead of the sun. We exert less physical effort, but our minds never stop. We check our phones constantly. We receive thousands of notifications. We are overwhelmed with endless decisions, and our brains become exhausted from this constant mental overload. At this point, let me share a story. Robin's story. Robin lived a life much like ours, but slowly found himself feeling more and more tired. At first he thought, if I rest a bit, it will pass. But it didn't. His exhaustion was deeper than just needing a nap, so he decided to see a doctor. The doctor ran every test. Everything came back normal. Robin was healthy, yet he felt constantly fatigued. Frustrated, he started blaming himself. Maybe I'm just lazy. Feeling defeated, he decided to spend an entire long weekend at home, hoping to recharge. But instead of feeling better, he felt worse. Robin's experience is similar to what many people go through today. Chronic fatigue syndrome is still not fully understood by the medical community. But one thing is clear, our modern lifestyle is not aligned with our natural biology. We are constantly exposed to notifications, endless decisions, and excessive information. Our brains simply can't handle it. And to make matters worse, we rely on caffeine to keep us going. Caffeine blocks the brain's fatigue signals, temporarily making us feel awake. But when it wears off, all the built-up tiredness hits us at once. That's why so many of us feel even more exhausted in the afternoon. So, what's the solution? The answer is surprisingly simple. Move more, get quality sleep, manage our energy wisely, and align with nature's rhythm. Just a 30-minute walk a day can boost our energy. Keeping a consistent sleep schedule, waking up and going to bed at the same time each day, allows our brain to rest properly. Reducing unnecessary decisions and limiting exposure to digital distractions can significantly ease mental fatigue. And most importantly, reconnecting with nature can restore our inner balance. Fatigue is not a fate we must accept. Small changes can make a big difference. So if you feel constantly tired, don't ignore it. Your body is trying to tell you something. Listen to it, recognize the signals, and remember that making small adjustments can lead to profound improvements in your life. If you've been struggling with fatigue, share your experiences in the comments. Let's learn from each other and make small, meaningful changes together. And most importantly, don't forget, resting is just as important as working. Take care of yourself, and may you find peace in both your work and your rest.